I tried every single Airbnb marketing tactic so you don't have to. No, seriously, I tried almost every single one. From spamming friends to hiring content creators to Google ads, meta ads, anything that ended in an ad, I did it all. Some of it made me money, some of it lost me money. But lucky for you, in today's video, I'm going to rank the worst all the way down to the best from what I have seen personally in ROI for Airbnb marketing in 2025. Let's get into it. Running short-term rentals is constant work. Guest in, guest out, and you're still expected to be your own bookkeeper? I had multiple listings going and no real way to manage the money that was coming in. Between flipping beds and trying to match receipts from a payment a month ago, I couldn't even know if I was making real money. That's when I found Baselane. It's the official banking platform of BiggerPockets, and it handles all of the tracking and reporting I used to do manually. Now I can see real-time financial reports for each listing and know if there's a problem that's arising. For example, last month I had a 300% spike in my electric at one of my properties, and I realized that I needed to do something. I quickly set up a smart thermostat inside of it, and my electricity bill was cut almost in half. Thanks to things like Baselane, I avoided losing my profits and actually getting them back in my pocket. Start protecting your profits today by signing up at baselane.com/BP, and you'll get your $100 bonus right when you sign up. Hey everyone, my name is Garrett Brown. I'm the BiggerPockets resident STR expert, and I am a short-term rental investor that has over 10 different properties across the state of Texas that generate almost $1 million in revenue every single year. Bringing in that type of revenue definitely requires a good bit of marketing. We do almost 75% direct bookings on a lot of my unique properties. That's why I've really put my hand in the marketing cookie jar and just grabbed out different things to see which one actually would work. Throwing spaghetti on the wall, whatever you want to call it. I've tried it all. I have somewhat of a marketing background before I even came into the short-term rental world, from doing hotel management in college and also being a content creator for years before this. So I learned quickly that not all forms of marketing are made equal. Before we jump into the list, I'm going to rank them from worst to best. Please hit that subscribe button. We finally hit 1,000 subscribers on here after a couple months. I'm really trying to grow the channel and give out as much free and actionable, with knowledge, content strategies for people out there that are short-term rental operators, hosts, investors, or just looking to get into it and really expand as they go forward. So without further ado, let's get into the list. So there's about 13 that I'm going to run down. Coming in at number 13, the absolute biggest waste of time that I see people do constantly and still blows my mind is joining a Facebook group that is Airbnbs of Texas, Airbnbs of North Carolina, vacation rentals in California, and then posting their listing in there and thinking that there's just, a horde of tourists and travelers sitting in there. You're kind of just wasting your time. There's good information maybe from other hosts, but that's only in these type of groups. So I would pass on even wasting your time on these groups unless you're looking for a different type of connection with other hosts. If you're trying to market your property, it's a no-go. Number 12, spamming your friends. Your friends most likely are not going to stay in your properties very often. You constantly bombarding, book now links on my Facebook, or do this, or sending out messages to your just personal friends. It's probably not going to move the needle very much for you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you get a ton of friends and family, like actual friends and family bookings, then please teach me your secrets, because I have not cracked that code fully yet. Number 11, TikTok ads. I love TikTok organic, and I'm going to get into that later on. But for as far as the ad reach actually of TikTok, it's kind of subpar. Out of all the ads, I'm going to list out a few of them here now. I think it's the lowest performing ads, and for the cost. If you do TikTok ads, don't schedule them within your phone app. Go onto TikTok Business Suite on your desktop and schedule them there. You're going to pay an Apple service charge if you are running them off your phone. This goes for pretty much every ad too, especially on the next one. Do not run them off your phone. Go into the business suite for that actual company and run them from there. You'll save at least 15 to 20%. Number 10, rolling up the list, is meta ads. Meta ads are definitely better than TikTok, and I have some people that I'm sure will be very mad in the comments, like, I love meta ads. They are the best. They go everywhere. I like meta ads. By far, the best feature of meta ads is the retarget feature, where you can put a meta Facebook pixel on your direct booking website. I'm not going to break down how to do all these things exactly right now. If you want to know, let me know in the comments and I can answer. But Google is your best friend here too. You can put a meta pixel on your direct booking website. This will allow, when people go to visit your website and then go back onto Instagram or Facebook, you can retarget them with an ad. The other really key thing is if you have a high performing social media organic reel, you can target an ad to people that watched that video as well. There's a couple nuanced things to Meta, and I like the targeting that they have. I would have had this a little higher in the list. But in the past few months, the thing I've noticed with Meta, and like I'm sure there's some fault to the people that are running the ads, is I'm getting a ton of ads from glamping structures in Canada and vacation rentals in Washington State. I'm in Texas, They don't know I'm a short-term rental investor. They just know I probably am interested in glamping and unique stays, so they throw me ads that way. But the thing that bothers me is I'm pretty sure none of those people are probably targeting a person in Houston, Texas, if they're trying to advertise from Washington State. If they're advertising nationally, then more power to them. I would not do that. Be very localized and specific with your targeting when you're doing it. But I'm seeing some cracks in the Meta distribution of ads, so just pay attention. Number 9, probably the best ad place you actually can be on is Google Ads. They used to be a little higher for me, but the issue I have with Google is it's hard to attribute if somebody really purchased through the Google ad, because sometimes they'll see a name, they may, the same with Meta, anything in marketing is hard to get attribution to where it actually came from, because you could run an ad on Meta and they see an organic post on Instagram and a content creator posted it, and you have your branded name of your vacation rental, and then they end up just going to Google it. So Google claims a lot of things that they may have not actually delivered. But the cool thing about Google is they have Google Search Console, Google Tag Manager. All these things are a little complicated, but their conversions and analytics probably are the best out of all of these companies. Start small with any paid ad. It's called small batch testing. Start with a small budget when you're promoting these. Make sure the ad actually performs well. Do some A/B testing. The biggest key is if you have an organic post do really well, turn that into an ad. You don't need to think about other things there. If something performs well organically, which we will get into shortly, that should end up being the ad you run on TikTok or Meta or one of those platforms. All right, we're starting to get into the meat of it. Number 8 is paid content creators. A year ago, I would have had this one probably up into the 4 or 3 range probably. But I think there's been a little oversaturation with content creators. I also think that a lot of content creators think they're God's gift to content creation now, so they're starting to charge an arm and a leg for these types of features and things. So just do your research. There's different websites. Social Blade is a great one to analyze somebody's Instagram page, see how much of their followers are actually real. There's some other ones out there too. So just really look into the creator. When you're just starting out on your social media, you're probably going to have to pay a couple creators to come out to really give it a boost. Only use content creators in the food and travel niche though. Don't get a travel creator. I had one come before. She had like 500,000 followers and she was a wrestler. Did absolutely nothing because her niche is not in exactly what I'm trying to be. Food and travel blend very well. So if they're like a foodie blogger, they'll probably be okay on the travel side as well. Just be prepared to, maybe pay for a video and it not perform as well. There's some that I've paid and they performed amazingly. It's a hit or miss with some of these, but if you're just starting out, you're probably gonna have to pay a couple creators to actually come out to your site. The more unique your properties are, the easier it is to market things anyways. If you have a cookie cutter house in the middle of a downtown area, working with a content creator is probably not gonna be your best bet. If you have something really unique and a different style that will perform well in short form content, that's probably when paying a content creator makes a little more sense. Number 7, Airbnb algorithm hacks. I don't have like one specific hack to give you, but people do things all the time like raise their prices and then set a custom promotion so that they can have a discount and get blasted out in the email thing that Airbnb will send out. I'm not a betting man, but if I had to bet, if you're probably running promotions, Airbnb probably favors you a little more in the algorithm. There's things like Rank Breeze and Telehost used to be kind of big, but all the Airbnb changes happening now, they might actually lose some of their performance. We'll wait and see, but these are different, companies that can help you analyze why you're not higher in the Airbnb algorithm. Going in to make sure your alt text on photos is appropriate for the categories in the Airbnb algorithm that you're trying to hit. If you have a hot tub with a view, typing in romantic hot tub with a lakeside view will help you in the algorithm and get into categories. If you have some games outdoors, or a game room, use ChatGPT for something like this, like game room with pool table XYZ, perfect for a play area for families, something like that. Anything was going to help you hit these categories that Airbnb has so you're spaced out even more. And this isn't really hacks, but make sure you're hitting as many filters as you can. Try to be pet friendly. That's the most searched filter on Airbnb. Try to accommodate 1-night stays during the week and 2-night minimums on the weekends as opposed to like a 3-night, or see what your area normally does. But I've had some people that I've worked with as a co-host and they can't figure out why they're getting bookings, and we instantly turn on pet friendly and we stop their 3-day minimum to a 2-night minimum and raise the prices some, and they get booked because most people look in the algorithm Friday through Sunday. It's a give or take. Not all areas are the same. In some destinations, like a 5-day stay minimum might be the move because that's how long people come out there and the data says that. Not most places, but this is all local. So just use the data that's available for you from something like AirDNA, Price Labs, and see what exactly you can find out for your particular market. Now we're starting to get to the good ones. Email marketing. This is definitely one of my favorite. It doesn't have as much of a revenue generation as I hoped, but it's pretty cheap to run. Like I use MailChimp. That's the one I use, but there's Brevo. There's quite a few others out there. Now I have more contacts, but I pay about $75 a month for 5,000 email subscribers that we have now. How I've gotten a lot of email subscribers is I offer a 10% discount on my direct booking site with a pop-up that people can submit to, and they'll automatically get a 10% discount code. This is far more beneficial than relying on the meta retarget pixel and thing for if somebody visits your website, because most people love a discount. It's the reciprocity effect, and you're able to get their actual email. People check their emails 5, 6, 7 times a day. If people think email marketing is overdone, which it is, there's a lot of spam and things out there, but email, besides your text message, is one of the most checked things almost every single day by common Americans. Outside of America, somebody else can give me some statistics, but I probably could imagine it's somewhere in the ballpark too. So that's one way to collect them. There's also companies like StayFi and other ones out there that can help you collect these emails when guests stay in your property. It doesn't work as well for smaller cabins because usually you have the email of the 1 or 2 people that are in the property, but bigger family homes, StayFi is a little better for. I don't have it in a ton of my properties. I have it in a couple. It performs pretty well, but by far, how we get the most emails is just offering this 10% discount code in return for their emails on our website and on our social media all the time. Top 5, here we go. These last 5, any of these could really be in whatever order you wanted them to be in, but I'll start with number 5 being organic SEO. So if you have a direct booking website, which if you have more than one property, I definitely think you should have direct booking. And even if you have one property, I think it's very smart. I'm not going to sit on my high horse here forever because there's a lot of benefits to being on Airbnb only or Airbnb and Vrbo. But if you're really trying to grow this into a business, direct booking is the way to go. And your SEO, your search engine optimization, is going to be huge to show up in Google. One of my direct booking websites is focused on glamping. We did a massive overhaul of the organic SEO on the website and blogs and other things that we put on it. And we rank very highly in the niche of glamping in Texas. And we get a ton of direct bookings because of this. This counteracts, the Google ads you have to spend if you put this money up front into the organic SEO. You can work with different companies out there to help you improve your SEO. Things like Hike SEO, SE Ranking is one that I've used recently. And there's also people on Fiverr and Upwork that most of them are pretty good with helping the SEO side of what you're doing. Number 4 is going to be free content creators, exchange content creators, if you want to say that. These are my favorite to work with because A, they don't cost anything besides the cleaning fee that you have to do. B, you'll have a non-paying guest inside the unit that if something's wrong, they'll be able to let you know, and you can, give your cleaners a little operational test. And then C, if you vet their content and, somebody wants to reach out to you and stay in one of your properties and you go look at their page, and if they only have 5,000 or 6,000 followers or anything, doesn't matter. Follower count doesn't matter much. It matters how good the content is. If you look at their videos and they're getting decent views and it just looks high quality, put them in on a Monday or a Tuesday in one of your properties and let them make content. Ask them for a collaboration post on Instagram and TikTok, but then also ask if you can get some of their vertical phone footage for you to cut up into your own Instagram reels and TikToks going forward. This is going to kill 2 birds with one stone because you'll be able to get some good, hopefully high quality footage. You'll get a post that was made by a content creator in this niche that is really trying. The ones that are highly established tend to, like think more about themselves and maybe, they have great content still, but I think the hungrier content creators are the ones that are, trying to have a post go viral and really thinking about what they're doing. I've paid for tons of content creators to come out. I've had a ton of free content creators come out. In my most viral videos, I probably had maybe 10 that have hit 500,000 or more, like from other content creators. And I believe that 7 or 8 of them were just people that came and stayed for free. I had a guest not long ago. She stayed in one of my properties, paid to stay. She wasn't even necessarily a full-time content creator. She made a video. It was all in Spanish. We're in Texas, so we have a pretty prominent Spanish-speaking audience. She made it on TikTok, when it got a million views. We got inundated with calls in Spanish. Luckily, one of my assistants is bilingual, so we were able to navigate it, and I knew this kind of thing could happen. But she sent it to me. She goes, "Hey, like I'm hoping this gets you a lot of clients. Like, thank you for the beautiful stay." And I realized, I was like, wow, this is one of the most viral videos we've ever had. So I invited her to another one of my properties for free. And she made another video and it got 750,000 views. I couldn't even tell you the amount of bookings that came directly from that. But, it was at least 10 plus that day from just these one viral posts. Having exchange content creators, or if they pay, it's even better, but it doesn't happen all the time, is, one of the biggest and cheapest ways to actually get a lot of organic content out and build up your own social platforms. It's a slow moving process. It took me about 2 years to build up 75 to 80,000 followers. And I went very hard on a lot of these strategies. So getting into the top 3, rolling along. These last 3, I really couldn't tell you which one's the biggest one because they're all great. Number 3 is word of mouth. Just from a pure ROI standpoint, and this could probably be number 1, there's nothing better than having a guest coming pay, staying at your place, and telling others how great your place was to stay. And the only way you can accomplish this is to provide an awesome stay, an amazing guest experience, and think about the guest first and foremost the whole time from start to finish. There's no other way around it. This is the hospitality sector meets real estate investing, and you have to remember about the hospitality side. There's a book out there called Unreasonable Hospitality that's really good if you're not really too familiar on the hospitality side. I suggest you read it. It will give you some insight in your brain to how to think to go above and beyond for guests while you're still maintaining a real estate investment. Number 2, high dollar photo and video. Everybody now almost has professional pictures, probably 80 to 90% of hosts. They're paying, $200, $300, $400 to the local real estate photographer in the area that takes some beautiful shots. I've done it, still have some amazing shots from some of these photographers. But if you're really looking to do marketing with your properties, I highly recommend spending a good amount of money on some high quality photos up front. But the biggest thing you should spend money on is high quality drone footage, preferably vertical if you can get some, and high quality vertical footage. This can be on a camera or a phone from a content creator or a videographer or whoever you want to hire. I've paid almost $3,000 to shoot photos for 2 of my properties that are right next to each other, and I got some of the best photos I've ever had back. I've also paid high dollar, almost up to $3,000 to get as much drone footage, vertical footage, bring in some actors and actresses of one of my sites. And then now I take that footage, I edit a lot on CapCut or some places like that, but I also have a social media person that edits reels and TikToks for me from Upwork. I take all that footage, and then for this rest of this year, we have some of the most high quality footage to make a ton of organic content with. Saying that leads into the number 1 way to actually grow your marketing strategy for Airbnb, direct bookings, however you want to do it, is viral organic content, videos. I'm tired of going onto Instagram pages and seeing 1 or 2 video posts and 20, 30 photo posts. You're not going to grow that way. How you get eyeballs on your Instagram and TikTok is to consistently post social, high quality video vertical content. The main key that I have found with some of these videos is within the first couple seconds, you need text on the screen with the most breathtaking view you have at the property or the most unique thing. The text should pop up and say who it's for and where it's at. A lot of my properties are couples retreats. So the first thing that pops up a lot of my videos is couples getaway, romantic cabin, 1 hour from Houston, 1 hour from Austin, Texas, all those things. So instantly somebody sees it and they go, wow, this is for somebody in Texas and somebody, looking for a romantic getaway. That applies to a lot of people. They'll scroll away if not, but a lot of people will continue to watch. There's a ton of other hacks that I can put out there about, social media in particular. So if you really want to know more, comment below that you want more short-term rental social media marketing tips, and I'll make a video for you. But these were just my quick rundown of which ones I actually think perform well and which ones are a complete waste of time or money. No one marketing strategy fits all. I've grown to all the social media followers we have on our properties because of multiple of these strategies, and putting a lot of money into it, to be, honest, because it's something that anytime I made money, I'd reinvest back into the marketing because I'm trying to build a very big brand. You don't have to do that always. There's shortcuts to it, and you can definitely scale some of this back, but I recommend between 5 to 10% of your revenue that comes in should be at least spent into the marketing. Hopefully some of these cheaper or, more time-intensive hacks can help you set up now while you're starting to get your foot in the door. If you have any questions about anything, again, let me know in the comments. I'm an open book. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the video. If you haven't checked out baselane.com/BP yet to get your $100 bonus when you sign up and fund your account, you can do that by checking the description below. They are the leading banking, bookkeeping, and accounting platform out there for real estate investors. So do yourself a favor and check out the link below. We'll see y'all in the next video. I think YouTube wants you to watch one of these ones right here.